everybody, I want to hear from you. Do you think we're going to be in a recession? Recession is basically when the consumer price index gets reported negative twice in the quarter, which that happened back in July. Even though there was a delay, we had a great inflation, and inflation rose over 7%. And so the Feds, in order to do that, they were trying to force rates down. So when you force rates down, you potentially can force your economy into a recession. And they literally spoke it and put it on paper like, we will force unemployment. So what happens, just to remind so everybody knows what it is, when you cool the interest rates down, people stop buying, right? Because the money costs too much to pay for it. And they're trying to figure out where the market is going. What happens? People are not buying certain supplies. So if you're not buying certain supplies, manufacturers are not going to produce as much. So if they're not producing as much, they're not selling as much, guess what? People get laid off. That's right. You lay people off. Well, if you're laying people off and they got interest rates that are adjusting, not only did I just explain to you rates, mortgage payments are jumping $200 to $600, $800, and you got laid off. How are you going to do it? And there's some of the biggest layoffs going on in the industry. As I shared a week before, Amazon laid off 18,000. Twitter's laying off 4,300 people, right? Where are all these people going?
Hey there, I hope you're enjoying this video. If you want to learn more about real estate investing, check out my free live podcast I do every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. All you have to do is text the word podcast to 206-803-8068. Hope to see you there.
But yet the economy's saying that the unemployment rate is down to 3.5%. So these are the things that we have to figure out. But why is all this information important? Because in real estate, this is where you know how to get it and where to go buy. Now, even though you have all these different people, guess what? There's other competitive markets that you can go to that are on fire because of not only the recession, but because of COVID. Did you know Miami-Dade is one of the #1 most competitive markets for the rental and housing market? Yes, it's #1. Now, other comparable competitive other cities that are similar are New Jersey, Grand Rapids, Michigan, but Florida is the hot spot. Florida rounds off one of the top 20 cities with all the multiple competitive markets like Miami, Naples, Orlando, Port Charlotte, Broward County, Bradenton. So what does that mean? How can you obtain an opportunity? Well, what's happening is because people are moving into the main parts of these cities, there's no affordable housing, right? It's going to be tough to live because rents are $2, $3, $2.50, $3, $4 a square foot. In other words, a regular house, a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, instead of renting for, like in the Midwest, $1,000, $1,200, they're renting for $2,500 or $3,000. How's the average person going to live there? A teacher, a serviceman, that this person's only making $40,000, $60,000 a year. All right? So these are the challenges you're going to need. But look, I've thrived off the markets like this. Because what happens, you go into these lower-end economy neighborhoods and you buy the properties up. And look, sometimes you don't even have to renovate and push the rents. You can it becomes a forced appreciation because people want to be in that area because there's no cheaper area, so they go by here and the whole area changed. That's what we call regentrification and changing our neighborhoods. You guys have that opportunity. Not only that, you're going to see more and more people go into default. Now, the only problem with this is the reason why you won't see a lot of this out in the open, like in the Great Recession, there's more money in the streets. See, back then, the banks and the people that managed it, the servicers, they forced foreclosure on these people. Well, now they got smart. It's like, you know what? We're not going to do that because that was chaos and it destroyed the market. We're going to sell these mortgages, package them up, literally, like put it in this globe and sell it. Now, we ain't selling the world, but we are selling these packages of notes, and they sell them off, and then these people manage them, and then they may sell them off as what we call cherry picking. These are your opportunities now. So now listen, as I said before, markets or history doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And so when I went into Great Recession before, I was able to pick up multiple properties time and time after again. But because I wasn't leveraged and have OPM of the people's money, I couldn't go acquire the big deals right away. But if I would have been prepared, I would have got money and bought the big multi-unit or the big hotel and been patient and find that one. So this is the opportunity you're going to have. The recession is coming again. I don't believe it's going to be a great recession like it was before. I think it was small because right now the numbers are showing it. Like in the UK, 1% of mortgage holders are in default or behind their mortgage, compared to the Great Recession where there was 9% in default. So it's an 8% difference. So they're showing some comparisons, but it's mild in comparison. But in that mild in comparison, there's some opportunity. You just have to know how to seize it. All right. So that's why we're going to be talking about, last week we talked about how to find the deals. Well, now you're going to learn how you found the deals. Well, now we're going to talk about how to invest in hotels in a recession. But I still believe in a recession, you're still going to use these same tactics to acquire these properties. So if you guys are ready to learn how to do investing, put it in the chat, I'm ready to invest. No, I'm going to give you a 15-character word. I probably should just say hell yeah. Say, yes, I want to invest and I want to learn how. No, I'm just saying, just hell yeah, all right?